Hey, welcome to Plumbing for Pros with Plumber Tom. In this video, we're going to look at how to install a tub spout to a copper pipe.
He is a master plumber. He is a plumbing contractor. He is a plumbing instructor with over 20 years of plumbing experience. He is Plumber Tom.
Alright, let's start with a typical tub spout installation. Most of the time, new construction is going to have a copper stub out, so we got to get that cleaned so that the slip fit spout will just slide right on there. Now that copper pipe's going to need to be cut. Most of the time that's around 2 3/4 of an inch. You'll want to check the manufacturer's installation instructions. But you want to leave enough there so that that slip fit spout, as it slides on, will have some pipe to support it. You can see we've cleaned it, and then we're going to ream it. Now I'm using just a box knife, but you can use a reamer. Just want to make sure to get that burr on the inside out from having cut the pipe. And this is just prep work for getting that spout installed. Now before installing the spout, we're definitely going to want to seal that hole in the back. My preference is to take some silicone and just fill the entire hole. Just pump it in there all the way around, and that way it's totally sealed off. What can happen with a slip fit spout is that water, once that O-ring wears out, can shoot back into the wall. A simple silicone seal like this is going to prevent all kinds of damage that happens back inside of the wall. Now I'll usually smear some of that silicone up the spout a little bit. That's just going to be a lubricant to help that slip fit spout slide right on. This smearing the silicone all over is going to really help that O-ring to seal up against that copper pipe. As we slide this slip fit on, we just want to be real careful not to damage the O-ring. It should slide on pretty easy, especially with silicone. And then there's a set screw on the underside. We can use an Allen wrench to tighten that in place. You want to make sure that it's square and level as you look at it, and then just tighten it up a bit. Now you don't want to over tighten because you can compress that copper or even damage it or puncture it. Once it's secure, your basic installation is done. Okay, let's look at another scenario. We've got the copper coming out of the wall, but what if you look in to your kit and you're checking out your spout and whoa, it's threaded. That's not a slip fit, that's got threads in the very front of the spout. In order to hook up that spout, we're going to need to convert or adapt over to threaded, and we're going to just put a male adapter on there. So the first thing we have to do is figure out how far away from that wall do we put our adapter. We're going to take a measurement into the spout, find out where that ends inside of there. And then we've also got to add for the threads. With that measurement, we can come out from the wall. You can see I'm kind of holding that adapter, and then I'm going to cut it right about where the pipe would end inside of that adapter fitting. Now from here, it's a typical copper solder project where we're going to cut the pipe, get the water out of there. Of course, we're going to need to clean the pipe. So we'll ream the pipe, sand that pipe so it's nice and smooth, similar to our previous installation, but this is more about just getting a good solder joint. Then we would brush the fitting, make sure it's clean on the inside, add flux to both the pipe and fitting, and put those together ready for soldering. At this point, final adjustments need to be made to that adapter, making sure that it's the right distance from the wall so that when the spout threads on, it can tighten up, but it will sit exactly against the wall. Now it's time for solder. Now I cannot emphasize enough the importance of making sure that that solder doesn't drip on the tub or anything else that it could damage. You can see I've got a box below that, but you have to keep in mind these are finished surfaces and you do not want to cause any damage as you're soldering. So while soldering, make sure to apply heat evenly and touch it all the way around. Make sure it has a nice good seam all the way around. Once soldering is complete, you can turn on the water just a little bit, let some water through there. You need to cool that adapter before you thread onto it. And then of course seal up the hole as we did in the normal installation, making sure that no water could get back behind there once that spout is on. Now this time, instead of silicone, we're going to use some pipe dope and Teflon tape. Just wrap those threads like you would any other threaded joint. And then it's time to thread on the spout. This can be done by hand. Of course, you don't want to put any wrench or tools on there that could damage the finish on the spout, and at that point you're ready for a test. Thank you for watching. Make sure to hit like and subscribe, and feel free to comment in the box below. Good luck with your project.